Welcome to Nettle TV with the brand new Sony Xperia Z smartphone. Here in a short unboxing we will also have the iPhone 5 and the Samsung Galaxy S3 here for a quick comparison after this was unveiled at the CES. Now it's available here in Europe and Germany. It's one of the first countries, but we have it also right now in Hungary. We will test this for the next few weeks and months in black. There is also of course different color options available. So before we check out the device, let's see what we have here on the box. You can see a few technical details, for example 30 megapixel camera on the back. There's of course an HD camera on the front. Also we have a 5-inch full HD display, one of the first devices in Europe to be available with the full HD display, and of course also NFC, and it's waterproof up to I think 2 meters or even 5 meters, but only for half an hour. So you shouldn't leave it for too long in the water. So the first thing you will see here is the Sony Xperia smartphone when you take it out of the box. Let me put it right next to the other phones here. Let's see what else we have inside when you will buy this about $500 to $600 US device. We have of course here a little charger which gives out 1500 milliamps at 5 volts, so you can charge a battery in about 1.5 hours. I just love that about Sony. They have really awesome chargers, and of course a little micro USB cable here also for connecting it to the computer and charging. Then a little in-ear headset which is has a golden end here, and really nice tips here with different rubber sizes of course for your ear size. And then we have here little manuals for your FCC statement and a little startup guide which tells you how to do the first steps in Android. But if you have seen an Android smartphone before, it shouldn't be that hard. So that's from inside the box. Let's continue here with the smartphone itself. Let's check out a little bit the full HD display, and you can see here the first thing on the Sony smartphone is that it has a really and beautiful design statement. The display is also not visible at all. If I turn on the display, you will see that we have a really thin bezel on the bottom and on the top. But let's continue first with the hardware. We have a camera here on top, which I already told you about, a speaker on the top, and I think maybe this is also a speaker on the bottom, since the microphone is actually right here completely on the bottom. Then we have a little bit of information about the phone engraved right there. On this side there's a micro SD slot behind a little flap, and there will be more flaps like this, since this is, as I said, a waterproof smartphone, so the micro SD goes in right there. And we have a little docking connector there also. On the top there is only the headphone or headset connector, which is also here a little bit hidden. It's always here a little bit of a rubber thingy, so it won't break off. But inside your pocket you have to of course watch out with this thing when you just have it in your pocket with the headset on. And then we have on this side the micro SIM card reader, the on and off switch, which is clearly feelable when you have it in your hand like this, so this feels quite nice. And of course the volume control, and there seems to be another speaker right here on the side, and you can even have a little lanyard here on the corner and have it around your hand or around your neck or somewhere. Here there is also a microphone on the back, a 30 megapixel camera which I told you already about, and then the LED flashlight, and again here some engravings and Xperia, and of course the NFC areas right here on the top like on most smartphones. So let's turn on the device again and let's check out for example the camera, which you can see is easily turnable on, so you can see full HD video is of course possible with this. And then we have the front camera here where you can also shoot full HD videos with the HD camera, so it's quite fast and quick in reaction. And of course the standard Android 4.1, which has a little Bravia engine over it, is also quite fast. I can quickly open the browser, and then you can see here when I go inside the keyboard, it's also quite beautiful and flips quite quickly. And what I love most about the Sony smartphones is that you have this really nice swipe, which is one of the best swipes, but I will completely show it to you in our review in the next few days. So this is just an unboxing, so let's quickly compare it with the Apple iPhone 5 in terms of size. Of course this has a 4-inch screen, this has a 5-inch screen, so there's a little bit of a size difference, especially when you check out the thickness. The other companies learned a lot. You can see that the Sony smartphone is about the same, or maybe even a thinner. It's a little bit hard to show with the camera, but it's really about the same here. And if you just hold it like this, corner to corner, you can see clearly the size difference between the Sony and the iPhone. So there's of course quite a size difference, but it's still a lot more handy than Samsung Galaxy Note. So we will just compare to the Samsung Galaxy S3, which has about the same price and hardware, but you can see this has only a 4.8 inch screen, this has 5 inch, and the size is about the same. Only the corners are the one little difference here between the devices, since you can see the Sony has not as round corners as the Samsung, but otherwise in terms of thickness again they are about the same, and the Samsung feels a lot more plasticky. The Sony is just really quite nice and sturdy and is quite beautiful. So thank you much for watching Endeavor TV. This was the brand new Sony Xperia Z smartphone in a short unboxing and comparison. Thank you much for watching. My name is Balazs Gal, and please subscribe.